In today's video, I will be talking about a version of the Odyssey that I would like to say. The Odyssey is a story about Odysseus sailing throughout the sea of monsters, I think, and fighting multiple enemies and having multiple challenges. In today's video, I'll be talking about those challenges and explaining them in short versions. Let's start. The Trojan War has finally ended. Every Greek king starts sailing home. Most of them make it. Odysseus doesn't. Instead, what should have been a few weeks at sea turns into a 10-year nightmare. Then the Odyssey begins. I don't know if this is the Cicones. Odysseus and his men first raid the city of Cicones. Instead of leaving after winning, they stay behind to celebrate and loot. The Cicones regroup, launch a counterattack, and kill many of Odysseus' men. It's the first lesson of the journey. Overconfidence has consequences. The Lotus Eaters. Next, they land on an island where people eat magical lotus flowers. Anyone who eats them loses all desire to go home. Odysseus has to drag his own crew back to the ships before they forget everything. The Cyclops. The crew finds a cave full of food. Unfortunately, it belongs to Polyphemus, a giant cyclops and son of the sea god Poseidon. Polyphemus traps him inside and begins eating Odysseus' men. Odysseus gets him drunk, tells him his name is Nobody, blinds him with a sharpened stake, and escapes by tying his men underneath the Cyclops' sheep. As they sail away, Odysseus can't resist bragging. He shouts his real name. Big mistake. Polyphemus prays to Poseidon for revenge, and Poseidon spends the rest of the story making Odysseus' life miserable. Aeolus. Odysseus reaches the home of the wind god, Aeolus. Aeolus gives him a bag containing every dangerous wind, leaving only one gentle breeze to carry the ships home. They get so close that Ithaca is already visible, but while Odysseus sleeps, his crew thinks the bag is full of treasure. They open it. The winds explode out, blowing them all the way back across the sea. Aeolus refused to help him again because it's their own problem for using the winds, even though they didn't know it. The Lystrigonians. Next, they sail into a harbor occupied by giant cannibals. Almost every ship is destroyed. Only Odysseus' own ship escapes. I'm using the epic version of Circe since I couldn't find the Greek version on Pinterest. They arrive on the island of the witch Circe. She turns many of Odysseus' men into pigs. The messenger god Hermes gives Odysseus a magical herb that protects him. Odysseus forces Circe to restore his crew, and they stay on her island for an entire year before continuing their journey. I use Hades because he's like the leader of the underworld. The underworld. Circe tells Odysseus he must travel to the land of the dead. There he speaks with the prophet Tiresias, who explains how he can finally get home. Odysseus also meets the spirits of his mother, fallen friends from Troy, and the great warrior Achilles, who admits he would rather be alive as a poor farmer than king among the dead. The Sirens. The Sirens sing a song so beautiful that sailors steer directly toward them and die. The sirens sing songs so beautiful the sailors steer directly toward them and die. Odysseus wants to hear their song without dying. He orders his crew to plug their ears with wax and tie him tightly to the mast. No matter what he says, they must not untie him. As they sail past, Odysseus begs to be released, but the crew ignores him until the danger has passed. Scylla and Charybdis. The next obstacle is impossible to avoid. One side of the strait hides Scylla, a six-headed monster. The other side contains Charybdis, a massive whirlpool. Odysseus chooses the lesser evil. Scylla snatches and eats 6 of his men. The cattle of Helios. The sun god Helios owns sacred cattle. Everyone is warned not to touch them. A storm traps the crew for weeks. Eventually they run out of food. While Odysseus is asleep, the starving crew kills and eats the cattle. Helios demands justice. Zeus destroys their ship with a thunderbolt. Every member of the crew dies. Only Odysseus survives. I'm using the Percy Jackson version of Calypso because that's the most recognized version of Calypso that I know of. Oh, so I never knew Calypso was a nymph. Like, what? Like, what nymph is she? Because she looks human. Odysseus washes ashore on the island of the nymph Calypso. She falls in love with him and keeps him there for 7 years, offering him immortality if he'll stay. He refuses. He only wants to go home to Penelope. Eventually, the gods, Hermes, order Calypso to let him leave. I don't know if this is the Phaeacians. After another storm, Odysseus reaches the kingdom of the Phaeacians. They welcome him, hear a story, and finally give him a ship to take him home. After 20 years away, Odysseus finally reaches Ithaca. This is Penelope. I got it from Pinterest. Don't ask. I'm just getting random photos from Pinterest. You know, I'm too lazy to actually do a deep dive into it, even though I made the script and I got help from the script from my friend. Home, but not really. Things have gone badly while Odysseus was gone. Over 100 arrogant nobles have moved into his palace. They eat his food, waste his wealth, and pressure his wife Penelope to marry one of them because everyone assumes Odysseus is dead. Penelope delays them by promising she'll choose a husband after finishing a burial shroud, secretly unraveling it every night. Their son Telemachus, has grown into a young man but can't drive the suitors out alone. The goddess Athena disguises Odysseus as an old beggar. He secretly returns to his palace and discovers who has remained loyal and who has betrayed him. Only a few servants recognize him. His old dog, Argos, recognizes him immediately. After seeing his master one last time, Argos dies. Damn. The contest. Penelope announces she'll marry whoever can string Odysseus' enormous bow and shoot an arrow cleanly through 12 axe heads lined up in a row. None of the suitors can even string the bow. The old beggar asks for a turn. Everyone laughs. He strings it effortlessly, then he fires. The arrow passes through every axe head. He throws off his disguise. It's Odysseus. The revenge. While Telemachus and a handful of loyal servants, Odysseus locks the palace doors. The suitors have nowhere to run. One by one, they're defeated. After years of war, monster storms, and suffering, Odysseus finally reclaims his home. The ending of the Odyssey. Penelope doesn't immediately believe it's really Odysseus. She tests him by suggesting their marriage bed be moved. Odysseus protests. It can't be moved because he built it around a living olive tree. Only the real Odysseus would know that secret. At last, Penelope knows her husband has truly returned. After 20 years apart, they're finally reunited, and peace returns to Ithaca. That is the end, and that is the end of my video. Anyways, I'll be making more videos like this. I won't be doing Greek mythology like in order, but the next video that I will be doing, the next video I'll be summarizing will be the Iliad, because, you know, that has Achilles, and I might do the Trojan War too. But, yeah. Bye. Like and subscribe for more content like this, and bye.